Live from Las Vegas at the GCA show. After 2 years of hiatus, we're back in Vegas. World's largest cardboard trade show booth. Live here in Martinsville, Indiana. Live from Norwood Royal Cigars.
When you guys said, you know, we want you to come on the show once a month, I was like, dude, this is it.
Happy afternoon here from cloudy Florida.
Happy afternoon.
Happy afternoon.
Presented by Kristoff Cigars, along with Hiram Solomon Cigars, and coming to you live from the Corona Cigar Company studios.
Well, good evening, everyone. How are you? And welcome to another Great Lake Smoke Podcast show. Just to give you a heads up, the boys in Florida are a little separated tonight due to a possible hurricane. So things will be a little bit different, but Kyle and I are in our familiar place.
We don't get hurricanes in the Midwest, Ron.
Not the way they get it.
But
So
you get
Florida,
tornadoes.
They do
You
have
do.
tornadoes.
But we
And
do wish you guys
And you get snow.
one. Yeah, that's
we,
true.
we hope
That's
that you
true.
guys are ready to bunker down and have your stogies ready and
And be real safe.
good
down
to
there.
ride it out. Hurricane parties, that's where it's at.
Yeah,
Absolutely, Kyle.
Absolutely. So, as you notice, it'll be a little bit different tonight, folks. But for all you rookies out there and all you newbies, welcome and thank you very much for the support. I'm Ronnie Pecorini. This is Kyle Jesso.
Hi, evening. And this is our co-host, Jara. She's with us. in
Hi,
spirit.
evening. What's
We
that?
have
Kyle?
Jara.
Evening.
We have a
Oh, there she is. Wow.
Jara.
Wow, look at that. Jara has found her place between the two people she hates the most on the show.
Well, she hates him, but she likes me. I don't know. I'm the old
I don't
man.
know, Frank. You've got that permanent red dot on your forehead coming
Yeah,
in.
Yeah, she's going to kill you first, Frank. Trust me.
Okay.
That we know you took her up on things and she didn't like it. So that's good. But yeah, we do have our co-host Jared between us, and then we might have another co-host of ours, Joey G, the Chooch Master of the I guess the
He is a
pairing
Chooch
part.
Master.
He is a Chooch Master.
But
We do have the Master Chooch himself, Cousin Frank.
Joe is the absolute worst contestant on the Chooch. He hasn't even come close to an answer.
I
So
don't think he wants to because
I think he
doesn't
wants to
show
look
up.
like a Chooch. He does.
Yeah, I think he likes being a jackass, actually. So I think we keep it that way.
Well, he makes it so easy for himself. So I mean,
Yeah, he does. No question about it, you know? And then our other co-host, the one, the only, my brother, retired Bob, hanging out there, getting ready for
How you
a
doing?
hurricane to come hit him, which is going to be tomorrow night or Thursday.
yeah, well, I mean,
But he's proactive. He's proactive.
well, this is his initiation into Florida, so all newbies have to go through this as their initiation. So
Yep, absolutely,
I
absolutely.
guess you got to do it, right?
You got to do it once, Bob. At least start it off that way. A big shout out to a lot of. We got Joey G. We got the rig master himself. We got the Earthling man, Bruce Stark. Hey, even Dan Yancey, who will be on the show soon with Joey G, talking about some pairing. So
It's
we're
Dave
excited about
Yancey.
that.
Wait a minute, guys.
Danny Yancey. That's the new Dave
Yeah, Reed, I just got new glasses. I'm trying to focus here, you know?
Reed. What else is new? He can't pronounce. He can't pronunciate. He can't read. It's all good.
what can I tell you?
Yeah.
And we also have the commissions on. Kevin Commish. How you doing, Kevin? And Larry Frank. Larry has become a regular for us, guys.
Yes, he has.
Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome. Thank you so much, Larry.
Welcome. Thank you,
It's
Larry,
awesome
for
to
the
see it on
support.
there. Yep, for sure. So
You gotta
anyway,
like Bob's ceiling. Don't you like that shot of Bob there?
Oh, that's his new green screen.
yeah, actually, look at all the nicotine on that ceiling already. That's where he smoked. So that used to be flush white. Now the nicotine has changed him because that's all he does all day.
Well, he's
He
retired.
smokes cigars. He
He's
smokes pipes.
retired. What else is he gonna-
He does nothing. He does nothing. So he did prepare himself.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even realize he's on the show right now. And
Oh, he doesn't realize that he's a lost soul.
he is a lost soul down there. What can I tell you? Bob, you are on the show. We hear everything that's going on.
Between you and Mary.
I was just telling, I'm sitting here and there's this huge fucking frog bouncing around here inside the lanai. And it's going boom, boom, boom. I get out.
The frog feels the hurricane coming. So put him in one of your fish tanks that you have and let him hang out.
I'm sick of these frogs. One got in the garage, one got in the shed.
Tell you what, Bob, just light up a cigar and give it to him. It'll calm him down.
Yeah, Shane. Yeah.
Fucking frogs.
Guys, we have to, this is a majority, I'll call it a majority Italian show.
We do. He's
Lots
1%.
of Italians, except for Kyle. I mean,
No,
he's
he's at 1%.
1%. He's got 1% Italian. I mean, so we had to, I know for me, I had to smoke an Italian cigar for the occasion. So I'm smoking an Amendola Maturo. So this is it right here. Beautiful cigar, smokes like a champ, nice deep flavor. And of course, I'm drinking my tailor-made Manhattan that I made, which is going to be like Bob, very strong.
And I'm smoking an Amendola cannoli.
And that's
a
what-
cannoli.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
And when Frank drinks, the show goes off the rails.
Oh yeah. So, but the problem is, Bob is not there to keep him straight, or should I say, keep him wasted. Bob is a little heavy on his drinks.
Yeah, well, you got it to be heavy on something.
Well, what can I tell you? So anyway, folks, welcome aboard. We've got an exciting guest tonight, a paisan himself.
Exactly.
We're going to discuss the pronunciation of his last name because we Italians have a way that we know how we would pronounce it, but he might have the American English version that he might like better. But we're going to discuss the Italian against the English version. How do you pronounce the last name? But before we go to the last name,
What the hell is
we're
that?
going to go to the sponsors, all right? The Franco.
Okay, esatta bene. Andiamo.
At Norwood Royal Cigars, we have the biggest walk-in humidor in the Midwest. Our 1,500 square foot humidor is home to almost 4,000 different cigars that will meet the need of any cigar enthusiast. We have boutique blends to the more traditional selections and everything in between. From the novice beginner to the aficionado, the knowledgeable staff at NRC will find the perfect cigar for you. Located on the northwest side of Chicago, we want to be your shop for all your cigar wants and needs. As always, at Norwood Royal Cigars, light it, smoke it, love it.
Experience the magic of Rockefeller Cigars today. With 11 years steeped in tradition, passion, and mystery of the leaf, Rockefeller has a cigar just for you. Be like the greatest magicians and make Rockefeller Cigars appear in your lineup with any of our 4 lines. The Nicaraguan, the Dominican Blue, the Vintage Gold, and our new LE, the Art of Magic.
Cigar in the Bottle is 2 palate-pleasing gifts in 1. A specially blended Grand Pommier XS VSOP Cognac is elegantly contained in patented numbered bottles. Winner of back-to-back medals at the LA Spirits Awards, Cigar in the Bottle inventor Forbidden Johnny teams up with Vartan and Hendrik Kellner for this custom-blended Vartan Reserva cigar, well-preserved in a hand-blown glass chamber featuring Bovita 2-way humidification.
It all begins at the very first climate-controlled Rodriguez Olivan cigar factory located in the Dominican Republic. Our two major brands include Don Olivan, which are boutique cigars suited for that individual who takes great pride in something unique. BAMF is our armed forces cigars designed for that badass mother effer. Not only are you smoking a great premium cigar, a percentage of the proceeds is donated to our heroic men and women in uniform.
And we're back. Hey, folks, before we get into the show, I'm going to ask you all, please hit the share button. Let's get our guest out there to around the world because we're going to have a fun night tonight. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling an Italian touch here. And we're going to get to him here shortly. So please hit the share button and let's have some fun this evening. Frank is alone. Bob is alone. Let's see what they can do alone together.
No, what? No. Bad.
Let's get Sam in on the action here because I want to understand how Sam pronounces his last name. So let's bring Sam on.
And there we go.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. So, Sam, we have the $64,000 question. The exact pronunciation of your last name. Is it the Italian version or the English version?
You're wrong all the way around. I've got the 49-cent answer.
That's a cheap.
So my family, first off, my last name is incredibly rare. It's uncommon, I guess you could say, especially in the U.S. There's more of my last name where my family's from than there are in the U.S. And pretty much if someone carries the last name, and I won't say it yet, I am related to them. And so my family is from Corsica.
Okay.
So they speak French, but they are Italian. So it's really weird. I am my lineage is Italian, but my family members are, Jean-Pierre, Jean-Claude. They have, they're all French names. So it's interesting, but we are Italian with French speaking. So Italian would be Leccia. Two C's are a shop in the Italian language. Come on now, I know this. But,
yeah, but you know why we're here? Because actually, I got to stop you. We have the Erkling Master himself, a good friend of yours, the Bruce Master himself, called me up to tell me how to pronounce your last name. And I said, Bruce, we're Italian. I think we know how to pronounce the last name, but he likes to be called this way. So, in honor of Bruce, let's hear the other way we say the name.
The American way is Leccia. Leccia. Like L-E-S-H-A. Anybody from high school knows me as Sammy Leccia. They call me Luscia.
Was that because you drank a lot, Luscia?
I guess there's just things you shouldn't share, right?
Yeah. I think all the swag I used to drink.
But so there's a lot of pronunciations of my name. In fact, my own family has different pronunciations. There's when some of our family members are in Central America and South America. So I have, I guess, they Latino, but they're not really. It's just how they migrated from Corsica is really how it worked. There's some in Canada, some in the U.S. and some in Central but most of them are in Corsica. There's like 300 in Corsica. There's even a town named after my name. It's Ponte Leccia is the town so kind of a big deal. So I'd watch yourself here, buddy.
That's all right. I get it. So Bruce,
you might be sleeping with the fishes, if you know what I mean.
I can sleep with the fishes. Don't worry about it. I
sleep
get
with the fishes every night. So I don't
know.
Wait a minute.
That's why I Adam. No more dinner for Kyle. So yeah, Bruce said you got to say Leccia. He likes to call Leccia. I said I don't think so, Bruce. I'm not going to say that, but he said Leccia is the way you like to be pronounced.
It's Leccia, like we'll see you later.
Yeah, see you later. Well, we'll see you now. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's a lovely man cave that you got there.
Yeah,
I love the monkey. It looks great. It's pretty awesome down there. Did you build that all yourself, or you had somebody else, a contractor, come in, an Italian guy, and fill it all in?
Wow. My dad's a
Did you
retired
get permits,
boilermaker.
by the way, Sam? Did you get permits?
You don't need to get permits. I know a guy. Come on.
Right, you just gave him the white envelope. Don't worry about it. We know.
There's a permit on the window.
Yeah, it says do not enter it. Forget about it. You're dead if you do.
Right. It's my gun. It's my gun permit.
There you go.
So that's a nice place, though. In all honesty, it looks great from here. Very relaxing. Very you.
It's a green screen. So thank you.
Oh, it's a green screen. You don't have to say that. You could have taken the compliment. We would have believed it.
On the green screen. Why is that light flashing on and off?
In the middle keeps flashing, though. How does that happen on a green screen?
Wow.
Sam's
Put that
trying to
light back
our
there.
balls, but it's not working. Sam.
I do like that lamp in the background, though. That's Fratelli. It's Italian in the back.
Yeah, Fred Dealey in the back there with the light.
This is actually a 2-car detached garage, is what this is. And it's,
nice.
It's man cave. There's a pellet stove here. You can't see it. There's a urinal over there. You can't see it.
Perfect.
Oh, I want a bird's eye view of the urinal.
There's a. I bet there's a. There's a bar over here,
How he uses it.
and then my kid's drum kit and his music stuff's over there.
Right. And
But,
the Ferrari parked outside. We know.
Yeah, right. This is mostly my kid's space now. He lives in here, man. He pretty much sleeps on this couch and lives with music. He's always either on that kit or playing guitar.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Good for him.
Nice.
He usually kicks me out of here.
Tonight you kick him out of there, all right? So give him an offer he can't refuse. So
That's
anyway,
right.
So tell us about the history. Tell us, how'd you get involved?
This journey of yours.
passion.
How did I get involved with?
How did you get involved with this crazy business?
How did I get involved with you guys? Is a better.
Well, that's
Oh, you're already in.
Andrea said she couldn't be on. She's too shy. She goes, but I could get Sam. I go, yeah, but how about you? She's like, no, I can't. I won't do it.
She does a real nice job for us. She does our billing, and she does customer service and a lot of social media. And then, of course, she puts those birds together, gets those Stogiebirds out the door. So she's invaluable to us now. We've got a really good crew.
So when did you start this, and why Stogiebird? Out of all the names that you could have chosen, why not an Italian bird of some sort?
An Italian bird.
Stogie Lucello.
I'll give you an Italian bird, huh? So
we flipped the Italian bird.
So anyway, the word stogie originated. It's a local term. So stogie is from Conestoga, PA, and they made the wagons that would carry the tobacco, and they ended up calling the wagons stogie wagons, and they carried so much tobacco they ended up calling the cigars stogies. So that's where the word stogie originated. So it's a local term. So I always like to use stogies when I can. Bird is because I ship them all over the globe, so they fly. So that's kind of the simple
There you go.
simple reason for it.
Nice.
All right, there you go.
So
how
how
long at the beginning?
Yeah, how long ago did this start? What was the genesis of your concept, and what makes you different than a lot of other subscription-based and other companies? What kind of differentiates you?
Well, I mean, you asked a lot of questions in there, so I'll try to.
He always does.
I make sure if I should latch on to one, pick the one I like, right?
Yeah.
Sure, do that.
That's so. I don't know. I mean, I really don't. I've never really paid attention to, the quote unquote competition. I never feel, I don't know, I can't control it. So I don't want to admire it. I don't want to be like it. So I try not to pay attention to it, but it's not that I don't see it. So, it comes across social media and whatnot, but I don't actively go on other people's pages and try to see what people are doing and prices and all that. Because I don't know. I just never have, anyone that knows me knows that I've been like that. I'm competitive. Don't get me wrong. But I think if you're worrying about your competitor or focused on what they're doing, I don't know. I think you're already kind of losing the game. So I could just tell you how I am. I'm not sure if it makes me different, but I would imagine in some instances it does. And it's my background probably in this industry, my relationships, with cigar makers, with factories, with brand owners, with guys that I rub shoulders with and colleagues. I'm buying their cigars now, so it's kind of a they like me even more. So. I think a lot of it is that I procure some really interesting stuff. I certainly know tobacco. I know cigars. I wouldn't put something in the program I wouldn't smoke. But we try to really find some interesting things. There's this month there's a Haiti a cigar from Haiti with a Haitian binder and Haitian filler. The Bohiccio.
Yes,
that's
great guys.
That's in this month's Stogiebird. So it's a very unique cigar. I'm not familiar with Haitian tobacco.
That's the one that brings you back from the dead.
It is. It is.
Well, after the voodoo is done. Nice.
Which one is that there, Sam? What did you just hold up?
This is the colors. This is Bohiccio colors. This is this is part of this month.
Okay.
So I thought that was pretty interesting to give people a chance to smoke a cigar out of Haiti with Haitian tobacco. Here's another cigar you've never heard of. It's one of my favorites that I've smoked all year, truthfully. And this is the Lord Louis. This is out of the DR. It's an incredible smoke. It really blew me away. It's one of those cigars that kind of did that to me. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I didn't expect any of this to be as good as this whole cigar has impressed me from the way it tastes, the way it's made. Even the band didn't look good in pictures, but then when he sent the samples, I was shocked. I was shocked. Everything was way better than what I was expecting. So
is it a complete Haitian tobacco? I mean,
this is not Haitian. This is it's made in Haiti. This is a Supreme Tobacco SA out of Haiti. So that's where the factory is. But the binder and the filler is using Haitian tobacco. The wrapper is a Colorado Habano Maduro. Holy shit! I remember.
Wow.
That.
Okay. That's interesting.
That's what that is. Colorado color Habano Maduro. Is how it was fermented. It's not as it's just a mouthful. But anyway, so I don't know. I think I don't know. I try not to. I just try to do the best. Try to come up with the best variety of cigars I can at a reasonable price, and give superior customer service. I mean, that's what we do best. So do the other guys do that? I mean, I don't know. I don't buy from them, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't pay attention.
You see the vision. This is pretty much, I guess, what Frank wanted to ask. How did you come up with this brainstorm idea and run with it?
Yeah, I love what you do with the way you present your. I think your advertising really is unique. The way you use the bird, and also, if I'm not mistaken, how long have you been doing this? Because I've seen, one of the what I'll call like trailblazers from as far as an Instagram recognizable person, which is Cigar Vixen, and she's been with you for how long? How long and how did you?
Well, I've known Vixen for 15 years since I got in the business. So I've known her a long time. Are you familiar with how long I've been, my background in this business?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. How long did that stretch back now?
Well, I sort of been, I should know this because people ask me these questions all the time, but I haven't done these in a while, so I don't have it at the tip of my tongue. What year? I don't know. It was about. What probably what got me. What's a better story is what got me into, tobacco and cigars. To me, that's the story.
Okay, let's go with that.
And this would have been like 1999. And I was in the liquor business. I was working for Bacardi. And I used to trade booze for cigars I couldn't afford. And this would have been, again, late 90s. So stuff I was into was Padron, was CAOs I was super hot on. And, I couldn't get enough, like, Hemingway, stuff like that. I was into that stuff back then. VSGs was probably still one of my favorites, but that was stuff I was chasing back in that day. I loved the Camacho anything. The SLR, which came in like a slot box, if anybody remembers. One of my favorite cigars. But so anyway, I had an opportunity to go down to Honduras. This would eventually become Camp Camacho, but it wasn't quite Camp Camacho then. There were still monkeys and all that shit. I don't know if you've heard the stories of Camp Camacho, but I was the second group to go. So there was a lot more stuff happened. In fact, the guy in my cabana or whatever, he got bit by a spider and had like a softball size infection.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was crazy. But and then one of the monkeys bit one of the guys because he grabbed him by the tail. I mean, anyway, I thought you were going to say grab him by the balls. I'm just saying things have changed. Things have changed. This was in the 90s, so this is a little different. But anyway, going on that trip was just, a lot of people have done this trip, since, and anyone that has been on a cigar tour or whatever. Knows really what I'm talking about. And coming from the liquor side and seeing, factories and distilleries and, even barrel cooperages, how they build the barrels, all that stuff. I work for Jack Daniels, so that was the Blue Ridge cooperage that makes all the barrels. If you ever see a barrel at Walmart and it's got 2 B's on it, that's a Jack Daniels barrel. It's made from the Blue Ridge cooperage and they stamp 2 B's on the rivets. Just a little weird feedback if you're looking at barrels. Yeah. So anyway, I go off track too. I don't know where I was with that, but
Joey G does that. Laughing. It's because Joey G, our co-host, he's a madman. So.
Joey G, I like him already.
Yeah, that answer that we laughed at was Kyle Jesso will bite you too if you grab him in the tail.
That's right. It's right for you.
So anyway, to get a chance to kind of see the farms and see them, harvest tobacco, see tobacco being fermented, see cigars being rolled, see them being aged, just every single step. Was just amazing. It was just amazing. Again, a lot of people have heard the stories, told the stories. They say there's over 250 to 300 pairs of hands have touched that tobacco. By the time it gets into yours, and if you've ever been down there, you'll at least count half of them. So it's it's just kind of an eye-opening experience. It's a kind of a romantic thing, which is kind of why a lot of us are into it. We appreciate the kind of the art that goes into crafting a cigar, and then kind of the expertise that goes into blending a cigar. So I just think there's always been kind of that romance that I felt a closeness to it more so than in the liquor business, because I don't drink much. I mean, I used to drink
enough.
That was back in high school when they called you Leccia.
I used to drink. I mean, I still drink, but I used to too. And that's a Mitch Hedberg.
Who's he talking to?
No.
We have
he doesn't drink any less.
Who's supposed to know? Will he ever be able to get the Leccia black cigar again?
I mean, if a guy named Leccia ever decides to make cigars, there's a good chance. If he makes it black, I will. I mean, anything could happen. It's anything. I've seen crazier shit happen this year. So.
Bruce, ask the Lucia guy. Maybe the Lucia guy.
Might. Leccia.
There's a good chance.
Sorry, let's keep it straight, guys.
You guys started this. So it's what you're getting. It's the Italian show.
From the top.
Hey, in my family, if they're not picking on you, they don't like you. So
Exactly.
that's just the way it is.
Sorry. Let's try this again. Let's get serious.
Serious.
I don't even know why it matters.
We don't know how to be serious.
This is true. This is true.
None of it matters, man. None of it matters. Long story short, I left the liquor business.
Keep it long. We
for
got
cigars. I left the liquor business for cigars. I started as a rep with Oliva, and then I created the Nub cigar, created the Cane cigar, launched those, and then got into a nasty legal battle with those guys.
Yeah,
and have been kind of crawling back ever since. I launched the black and the white and the Luchador under the Leccia name, and
but you didn't call it the Lucia door. It doesn't sound as good.
Sorry. Let's keep it straight.
But and really, I that would probably still be going, or but with Tarano had sold sold everything. Tarano sold everything to General. I had a little stint with General for about a year. It just wasn't a good fit at that time. And so kind of just been figuring shit out. So I did Leccia Tobacco online. I was selling direct the black, white, and Luchador. And then I was doing I got approached by Cody Rhodes basically because of my Luchador cigar to do a cigar with him. So we launched the American Rebel cigar for Cody Rhodes and Frankie Kazarian, and that cigar has really kind of caught some fire in the wrestling world for sure.
Yeah,
it's a pretty steady brand for us,
and very cool packaging too. By the way, great artwork.
Oh, right on. Well, our artwork is mostly my VP, who's Nate Dogg. Nathan Kenna does I would say mostly all of our art. But anyway, where was I with that? I don't remember.
We're talking about Bruce's favorite cigar with you,
Yeah.
So
you were in the
there's a chance that the black could make a comeback in a short run 10-count box kind of thing. So there's some talks about it.
Any idea when? Because I know Bruce's next question is when, because he's going to buy every box you got.
You can pre-order at any time.
There you go.
We'll be glad to pay you on Tuesday.
We're Italian. We always take that front money.
Right.
Yeah, and then we charge you the Vic on top of that.
Just put it on Kickstarter. We'll put it out there.
What's this? Riggs, what are you saying? I think Ronnie Pecorini should hold up Jera Hutchins' picture and impersonate her voice while asking a question. Jesus. Oh, God. All right. So Sam, this is our other co-host. This is
she's a lot better looking than all of us.
Yeah.
Yep. So she's not here tonight. So we have to have her.
She's here in spirit.
In spirit, indeed.
Where are you guys? Where are you guys out of?
Right now, Kyle and I are up in Chicagoland, and Frank and Bob are down in Florida land.
Hurricane Alley.
Hurricane Alley, we want to say it.
Is that going to be coming close to your way?
Well, it's going
to. I understand all of Florida is going to get hit.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're basically going to be.
Well,
we're outside of Orlando,
Florida.
so we're central. So we shouldn't be as adversely impacted. Hopefully, everyone on the coastlines will be okay. I know Tampa will be affected. I know they're doing a little evacuation there.
Yeah,
so
I have my niece is down there, and her baby is down there. They're right in. I forget. They're right there. They're right there.
Well, Sarasota is now the big hit, so we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, so you got 15 years in. Things are developing, which is great. Sorry about the Oliva situation, but I got to tell you, you made amazing cigars. The nub is unbelievable, and the cane.
It has been a fun run, man.
Cane,
It's been a fun run.
Yeah, a
It's been-
spectacular one.
Cane's a great cigar. Nubs
yeah.
are great cigars.
You did good, man. You did good. I'm sorry you had to deal with the crap that you had to deal with, but it is what it is.
So Sam, were you involved in the physical blending of those brands, or just the overall marketing of the brands?
All of it. I mean,
All of it.
I mean, you got to realize we were super small back then.
Wow.
Oliva was a $4 million company when I came on board, and when I left, it was a $40 million company.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
So there's that. Not that I had anything to do with any of that, right?
Yeah.
But
Congratulations.
Did you have a little profit sharing?
right. So, but there was look, I certainly leaned on these were mostly blended by Gilberto Jr. Gilbert. So I leaned on him, but I was telling him what I wanted. So there were certain things that I wanted out of the cigar, because you got to. I mean, this was I don't know anything. I'm not going to dictate to a factory. The concept of nub was more about the concept of it, which was trying to get the center, the best part of the leaf, for the whole. It was more of a process in that regard than it was. That's kind of how it started. But I really wanted a Cameroon. My favorite cigar was the Series G, so I wanted a Cameroon, and I really wanted a Brazilian Maduro, which there's all the things I wanted happened. So there was no it was always kind of exciting and fun to do that stuff. So no, I was very involved with all of it, with the band to the brand to the blend. To everything. I mean, I in fact I connected the N and the U at the last minute. They were all. I had already had samples back on the bands, and I connected them at the very last minute. That N and the U were not connected. So yeah, I did. That was my baby. I mean, no one had a more on that. And then I did all the stuff I did in the liquor industry, is what made that really launch. Because we had my goal was, when I did events, I wanted to make it look like Nub threw up all over the place when I left. and it did. We had stickers, we had floor ceiling dagners, shelf shit, window stickers, toilet stickers, everything. Everyone has kind of since copied a lot of that stuff. But really, I just copied what we had already did in the liquor business. If you've ever been to a Jack Daniel's promotion or a Bacardi promotion back in the 90s, they were all of that stuff. So that's kind of what we did. We kind of brought a party, and when we left, people knew we were there for months, and sometimes years. We left some marks. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. But I don't know. I mean, it was a good time.
Sam, we just got a notification. It's very important. This is news breaking. Jera has just mentioned, and we showed you the picture of Jera, of course. Look at her again, because she has a question for you. Here,
I can't see any of you guys. Anything you're showing, I'd have to come around the screen.
Jera is making a statement. She goes, "If this guy isn't married, we're about to flirt." So here's a picture of her.
I've been married even longer than I've been in the business. But thank you.
Okay, she's kidding though. She had a beer. So
I thought you said she had a beard.
No, she ain't got a beard.
I mean, it's 2022. What the hell?
Anything's possible, Sam.
Yeah, you don't have a stick. I can tell you that. So let's put it that way.
How do you know?
Trust me, I think I know.
Pretty confident.
So anyway, she's still going at it. And Ken, by the way, Ken Dorbacker of G Cigars, he's part of your club. He gets your cigars. He is a big supporter of everybody in the industry. He's an amazing individual. We love him. He just always promotes and always tries the new guys and pushes them. And he's good people. He's just John also. But All right, so you got involved with this. You came across with this idea. Was this a solo act, or you had some partners to help you come up with this whole idea?
Are we talking about Stogiebird again?
Yes,
Stogiebird. We're back to Stogiebird.
I mean, what else do you want to talk about? We could talk about Jera, but she had a Scorpion concert, so
just making sure we were talking about.
you jump around a lot. That's
Joe, Sam is stream of consciousness. This is the way we operate. It's no
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. That's why I keep asking. As long as we can play along at the same, so we're laughing at the same jokes. I don't care.
We can always play. And she says,
anyone that knows me, that's the story of my life. I never know what question you even asked. I just start talking. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I make half this shit up. Half the shit I told you not even true. I won't even remember it. That's why I keep it on video so I can remember the next time if somebody asks again.
I thought you said you don't drink a lot.
Leccia.
Maybe I need to start.
Oh God! All right, let's
and
try.
Again, a lot is kind of a subjective term. A lot to one is a little to many.
Yes. So you launched Stogiebird. Were there any partners, or was this a solo flight for you?
Oh, that's a good question. So, I mean, for the most part, it was a solo flight, but I have had a partner with me who has just been like my right-hand guy, and that's Nathan Kenna. He's been with me since the day I launched Sam Leccia Cigar Company, the debut, if you remember that. So he's been with me ever since then. He's done all of my photography, all of the artwork. I've had some a dear friend of mine, Ron Wiley, do a lot of artwork as well back then too. Anyway, Nathan has been with me for so long, and so I made him partner of Stogiebird. So he's VP of Stogiebird. He is a partner, and he's earned every bit of that. That's so yes, I do have a partner, and his name is Nathan Kenna.
Awesome.
Right. Very good. I tell you, before we get a little further, we've been reminded by our Earthling, Mr. Bruce Stark, that it is sponsor time. So thank you, Bruce. We're having such a wonderful conversation, and you're interrupted. So, Frank, let's get to our sponsors, and we come back with a lot more questions. And Jared can listen to one more tune from the Scorpions. Take it away, Frank.
This industry is steeped in family and tradition. There's generational stuff, and I see it over and over, and yet I didn't come from that. Being the outsider looking in, I got to ask all the silly questions, and people were very accepting to want to give me all the right answers. I'm very thankful for those people who kind of allowed me to come in. Now with Alec and Bradley in the business, to have our company become generational, that's pretty cool.
Welcome to GTO Dominican Cigars, a boutique cigar company that artfully blends and creates some of the finest handmade puros from the Cibao Valley in the Dominican Republic. We are fourth-generation manufacturers and growers of tobacco with over 140 years of experience, offering a variety of styles, blends, and strengths. Mild, medium, medium plus, and full-bodied. We would truly consider it an honor for you to experience our cigars. Those who know smoke GTO.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
Years in the making, the Chief cigar was born, blended, boxed, and released to market on June 26, 2015. This cigar was developed by former fire chief, firefighter, cigar aficionado Ken Dorbecker, and has grown into a signature Firehouse cigar line.
All engines respond.
including, of course, The Chief, a Nicaraguan Habano blend, Proby, a Connecticut Shade blend, All Hands, a Maduro Mexican San Andreas box press, and the brand new Fire Pole, a beautifully crafted San Andreas Habano barber pole. Join the Chief family and make us part of your humidor. R&A Treasures, out of Tampa Bay, Florida. The last of a legacy. The last of an inventory of Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs.
And we're back. All right. Welcome aboard, folks. Hit that share button. So much more to go. And of course, the best, the segment of Smoke the Chew.
I think next week we should let Bruce handle the ads.
Yes, Bruce will be doing all the ads for us next week.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's our timekeeper.
He better get working on those voiceovers because it's
Right.
it's the fucking test.
Yeah, it's tough being the voiceover artist here, Sam.
All right, Sam, let's get back to you while our audience is chiming in with all kinds of questions and statements and getting on each other. So tell us.
Biggest one is, how does one get involved with the Stogiebird
And
Club?
there you go.
Yes.
Indeed. So how can they get involved there, Sam?
By going to stogiebird.com and signing up. We do. There's a lot of ways to order through Stogiebird. We're a monthly cigar subscription service, and we are an online cigar store as well. And we're going to be opening up retail in the coming months.
Whoa!
As well, in Pittsburgh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
So haven't officially signed that lease. I actually sent it back again today. So back and forth. But
Congratulations.
hopefully I'll be in there very, very soon.
Awesome.
But
hey, you need to, by the way, have you heard of, you probably have, Howard G Cigars?
Oh, the ambassador pushing.
I'm the ambassador. So I'm going to give you a little background. Howard G has the All-Star All-Pro Series with Ike Turner. Ike and Tina Turner. No, Ike Taylor. And
Frank, hold on, Frank, stop. We need to drink.
Raise your glasses.
Frankism. Now we know he's screwed up. He's fucked. Without
It's-
Bob, he kept drinking.
It's off the rails.
Ike Turner.
Ike Taylor. A Pittsburgh Steelers legend, by the way. So you have to have him in your shop. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help. The PA folks get what they deserve.
What if he's not a Steeler fan?
I am a Steeler fan. You
Yeah.
can't leave her not be a Steeler
You
fan.
could have been an
Not-
Eagle fan.
It's not.
You could be a Jet
Oh,
fan.
Could be.
Jets.
Could be an Eagle.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, he made a face. I'm hurting.
hey, we have to tell our audience that right now you have to go to the website.
You know that the Eagles were also owned by Art Rooney at one time, right? They were called the Steagles. You remember
What?
that? You are laughing, and that's a fact. Google that.
I'm gonna look that one up. I'm
Yeah.
trying to
You
promote-
don't mind if we don't believe you, do you?
It's 100% fact. 100% fact. There was a team called the Steagles during the war. Art Rooney owned both teams.
Really?
They didn't have enough players. They didn't have enough players because of the war.
Oh, so did Art Rooney go on the field and play?
No. But he owned the Steagles.
Okay. This is news to me. All right, very good.
We'll have to fact check that one.
Yeah, Frank, let's do that. A history of the day. What are the things that Art Rooney owned?
I'm gonna have to look up that Eagle trivia.
You're 2 seconds away from Google. You'll have the answer. It's right there.
Oh, believe me, these guys got Alexa next to them. They got Google. They're ready for all our questions asked because they're dying for the prizes. That's
Yes.
why we have this audience tonight.
They are all
They got your 5-pack or whatever.
whatever
Okay,
you're
so-
planning on sending.
Back to the question, though. So Well, here's a couple of things. You know, you had said what makes me different, and I don't know what makes me different, but I know what makes. I know some of the cool things that Stogiebird has.
Yeah.
And for one, I mean, it's really the selection and some of the context that I have. So I have this month we have the Mr. Brownstone Esteban Carreras makes this, but this is from the original run of 2017. This is, and that is that a big deal? It's not a huge deal, no. But it's a pretty cool thing to know that this is from the original run. This was the tobaccos that he picked. You know, this is the original run. There's been no compromises to this particular run. And to me, that's always kind of cool, especially knowing that there's some age on it at this point. But this is from the original run. So I like that. Again, does it make it special? Maybe to some people, but to me, it's cool. The next we have is, again, it'll be a Stogiebird exclusive. This is, I've made more cigars with my 4 years with Stogiebird than I have my entire time in the industry. We've done over 30 different blends since I've launched Stogiebird. They're one-offs. A lot of them are one-offs. They're short runs, but there's a lot of really interesting things. This is one of them. This is the La Bestia. This is from MJ Frias, and this will be a Stogiebird exclusive. This is in this month.
Nice. I think Bruce is looking at right now.
We do the. You're also going to get a Crown Heads limited edition. It's this size. It's this size that's limited. So so you get an array of a cigar you're never heard of. A cigar that is quite limited and pricey. With again this is that Lord Louis, which is it might be one of my favorite cigars of the year I've smoked. It's amazing. Cool. And then I do a brand of the month. Oh, I'm smoking it. I'm looking for it, and I'm smoking it. It's the 724 by Kurt Kendall, another good friend of mine. I had launched the nub at Twins, long before he was even thinking about starting his own cigar, and I had some of his test blends, and I had given him some of the tobacco that I had at one of my events, and we were making some cigars with what he had, and we had made some fun blends together. So, I mean, I have really good stories with so many people in this business because I've been in it so damn long. And Kirk Kendall's is no short. In fact, his ex-wife's from Pittsburgh. So a lot of times when he comes in, I pick him up at the airport. So
because you won't.
Oh, Frank, gotta go there.
So sorry, Sam. Truth hurts sometimes.
So this month is the 724 Factory 57, and he's also the brand of the month, which is another option I have, where you're going to get 8 different cigars under one brand. So you're going to get a nice variety with everything they make.
I saw that with Amendola with the cigar.
Right, last month was Amendola, and it was 8 amazing smokes from them. With the one of them was the dessert cigar.
Mm-hmm.
So which was a nice little package. And then you get the Bohiccio Haitian cigar, which again, where are you going to get that? Mm-hmm. And the we make a line called Vintage Fresh. I had purchased a bunch of old brands with existing packaging, and when I say old brands with existing packaging, I mean old Pennsylvania brands, Stogies, if you will.
Uh-huh.
And the packaging was printed in the early 1900s, late 1800s. These are not reproduction bands. I'm not taking the artwork from the early 1900s. I'm taking the actual band printed on a lithograph. It's if you go on some of my social media, you can go back and look at some of these boxes of bands. They're still sealed. They've just been well kept, well maintained. They even have a like a stick tab. You can just moisten the end like an envelope to stick them.
Wow.
And they all still work because they've been.
And the glue still works.
The glue still works. We still use it. We just use a sponge and put some right on. And the oldest band we had was from the late 1800s. This month is from 1922, and it's called the Old Hampshire. And I call this Vintage Fresh. So you have vintage brands, but fresh blends. Wow. And this blend was made out of the. This comes from the DR. This is out of Blackbird Cigar Factory. So I have a variety of makers make cigars for vintage fresh. I mean, pretty much anybody that wants to make one for me, we work out blends and we come to terms. So I've done Rocky makes the Peter Schuyler for us. Espinosa makes a variety of them for us. He makes the Chic. He makes there's a few that he makes. Anyway, the what's cool is what you're getting is an artifact band. It is a legit piece of history band that is not. It's not a reprint, and you can just tell with like really the depth of the embossing and the gold on these. The gold that's used on a lot of these bands is illegal in the United States. It's a powdered flake gold that you can only get done in Germany or Holland for cigar bands. Because the cigar makers prefer this powdered gold. Trust me, I know this. And that used to be done here in the U.S. And all of these bands have it. You can see like the gold will kind of flake on the cigar a little bit, making the cigar sparkle. And that's from the band. It's a powder.
That's really cool. Now, how did you get your hands on those bands? Did they just like fall out of the sky and a bird kind of picked them up?
It was really a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. It's kind of how that happened. And I ended up meeting the grandson of one of the largest cigar makers in Pennsylvania. Look, Pennsylvania used to be the largest grower of tobacco in the world and the largest manufacturer of cigars in the world. So there's a lot of history here, and there's a lot of tobacco, a lot of cigars, a lot of stuff that still exists from those days here. I met the grandson of one of like I said, of the largest, one of the largest companies in PA. And when I say grandson, he's the 89-year-old grandson. So,
Wow.
Right? Is that some perspective for you?
Awesome. That is amazing, actually. What a great story.
So
Is the Amish?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And he's a cigar roller as well.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Sam, it sounds like you're doing a lot of boutique cigars. Is that pretty much accurate, would you say?
Well, yeah. I mean, anything I do would be considered boutique because it's not a national brand. It's really not available most other places. We do wholesale the vintage fresh line. So that, some stuff that we have, the vintage fresh line is all about bands. So
right.
And some of these cigars I have, 100,000 bands, and I'm holding on to some of them for some national launches, and then some of them are just short run bands. So, but they're just like cool names or cool brands. Some of these have some really good stories, because you got to do your history on some of these bands. Like there's some we won't use because of some of their affiliations, and of course there's some that we want to tell their story because they're so cool. The probably one of the cooler ones we've done was Peggy Margaret O'Neill or Peggy O'Neill, and she was, I guess the best way to describe her, based on all the reading I've done on her, is she is the early 1900s Kim Kardashian. She dated all the like big time aristocrats and senators, and she kind of had a name for herself, and she was wealthy in her own right. She was a manizer, I guess, if you could say, you know what I mean, where not a womanizer but a manizer.
In Italian they might have called her a puttana, but other than that,
but she made her own. Her last husband, she died in her 80s. Her last husband was in his 20s.
What?
Yeah, so like it's not what you.
Wow.
So she was a real cougar.
Yeah.
All right, so there's hope for me.
There is hope.
In fact, there's a lot of stories about Peggy O. The Grateful Dead have a song about her called Peggy O, and that's about Peggy O'Neill. Anyway, so that's one of the cooler ones we did, and that was an early late 1800s band, one of our older brands, and we didn't have a lot of those. What was one of the other guys? What's his name? Tom Keene, Keene. Tom Keene. We have his bands. We're going to be doing a Tom Keene cigar down the road, and Tom
He
Keene
was on the blacklist, right?
was a no. Tom Keene was a famous cowboy actor, and anyway, so we're gonna bring Tom Keene back to life down the road too. So that's vintage fresh in a nutshell. This month you get Old Hampshire, which this cigar is made by Blackbird, and then the last cigar you would get this month is it just shipped on Monday, which is the War Zone with it's a collaboration with Espinosa and General Cigar. General just shipped that cigar on Monday, and that's already in our Stogiebird. So you're going to get something brand new, something vintage, something you're not going to, you've never heard of. It's a variety, and I think it's what you come to expect, what I would want out of it's what I would want if I had a monthly subscription. I want cigars I've never heard of. I want a good cigars I've never heard of.
Right.
And I want to know that it's coming from a trusted source. Well, I make cigars. I'm not going to say I'm a master blender, but I blend cigars. I mean, especially Leccia Tobacco, those were 100% blended by me. I purchased the cigars individually. So, but in any case, I just think that there's some credibility, my passion for this, and of course, I think our customer service is hands down the best in the business. So
let me ask you. You had we have Dr. Gabby Caffey of Caffey 1901. By the way, he compliments you. He said you're a fantastic guy. You probably know Gabby as the inventor or the mastermind behind the BCA, the Boutique Cigar Association. Since you are putting out these boutique cigar lines, would you be interested in getting the BCA?
We have done all of Caffey's line. I still have some of his like the San Geronimos. I still have some of my favorites that were made in Honduras.
Right.
And I just talked to Dr. Caffey, Gabby, and Gabby's the right name for him though. Jesus,
the man's a genius.
He had diarrhea of the mouth, but Gabby's a good name too.
Let's just say I don't think Gabriel's his first name. I think his nickname is Gabby. But
Dr. Gabby,
there are a lot of fantastic boutique cigars.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to be introducing his new line into Stogiebird again. Yes, we've already. That's in the works. That's in the works. If that answers your question.
Beautiful.
Can I ask you about those old bands that you were talking about? How many different bands do you have?
Millions.
Really?
I mean it. Because I've read some of the stuff on in some of the posts were like, oh, you can just get those on eBay, and yeah, you can get some old bands on eBay. Not a case of them, not 40,000 of them, not 100,000 of them. So when they're in with the quantities I have, they're low millions.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And I have original box print too. So these are lithographs. I mean, they're or lithographs. I keep saying lithographs, and it's lithographs.
Lithium.
Lithium.
He's drinking.
And in fact, if you buy the red tips on Stogiebird, the insert in the jar is the original box artwork from 1923.
Oh my God!
And it's not glued or taped, so you can kind of take it out and whatever, put it in a frame if you want, or do what you want with it.
Cool.
Have you ever thought about possibly doing a little publication about all these bands? I think there's interest in the old artwork, and you certainly have the stories, the history behind them.
Well, maybe as it continues to grow and develop, because like all of these, I have so many waiting to be hatched, if you will. So I guess there's still a lot of stories that need to be retold before I think a publication happens, if that's fair.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting little book.
Because we've got a lot down the pike that that, like I said, we haven't introduced yet. And
so you are dealing with how many houses to put all these blends together? And
so many. Caldwell's done a bunch. I've done a bunch with Caldwell. done. Geez, there's so many. And now I can't think of anybody. Right, Blackbird, Caldwell, Rocky, Espinoza. I'm sorry, Ernesto Padilla. We've done a few with him.
Anything with La Aurora?
Say again?
Anything with La Aurora? Anything with them?
No, and I was thinking if anything that had come out of their factory as well, but no, nothing.
Okay.
No.
Well, that's
but
incredible lineup that you got there, man. I mean, I think I can speak for the four of us.
AJ has made the last three.
All right.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to. I mean, really, there's that many. I can't even.
Are you traveling down to see them at the factories yourself? Are you going back and forth?
No, I have not been traveling much at all. I miss getting down there. I need to get down there. I'd spent so much time in Central America. My whole for almost 20 years. So to not be down there, this is the longest I've not been down. I've not left the country since I was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm pretty grounded right now, and right now I'm focused on opening this retail business, and
the retail cigar lounge also.
Yeah, really, we have all these. We have this inventory, this incredible inventory of all these cigars that nobody in Pittsburgh has. I keep telling some of these local retailers, I'm like, you should. I'll wholesale you these. I mean, I've got some really interesting, great stuff that competes with nobody. So we really just wanted to make our inventory shoppable. So that's really what it boils down to. This place is still really going to be Stogiebird oriented, where we like the downstairs will be putting together the orders, and we've got a garage out the back that they'll all ship out on pallets out the back. Just so that's it's a good system. It's a good.
Do you have a name for the place? So are you going to go with Stogiebird, or you're changing?
It's just Stogiebird. It's Stogiebird.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yep.
So Bruce is asking, is the Dominican fire going to affect any of your months? I guess any of your cigars.
Well, it affects the flooding, from hurricanes and this awful fire with Ventura certainly affects any buying from them. Now, where you got to understand with Stogiebird, we're doing 8 cigars a month, so I just need that's what I need. I need 8 different cigars. So when there are problems, whether it's being importing or exporting from certain countries or certain disasters, it doesn't affect me the same because I just need 8 different cigars a month. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I was depending on some of those brands because my customers were in a rotation of always buying them, it would be a different situation. And I'll run into more of that on the retail side of things. But it's just people don't realize when you lose your factory down there, it's
big.
Yeah, it's a total loss. You don't have the insurance like you think it's not. You don't get that back. You don't get those years back of aging that tobacco as well. So it's a big loss, and certainly I've been thinking about every time I see the post. I just my heart just goes out to the whole family and to all the people. The people impacted is what you don't understand. The companies will regroup. They'll survive. But there are people that are low on the totem pole, so to speak, that aren't going to have work until a building has been replaced.
Right.
So, and now you got the politicking with the Nicaragua and our U.S. government that's proposing it could affect a lot of cigars.
Yep.
Coming.
So anyway, it's pronounced Leccia. Leccia. Is how it's pronounced.
Oh, Bruce.
Leccia, huh?
No. I just said that because we don't want to. We've had so much fun. Let's not ruin it for politics.
Well, now here's a question for you.
That's the only reason I said it. You didn't mispronounce my name. Just to be clear.
All right.
Just to be clear.
Your international business. How do you handle that? Is that handled all through your website, or do you have distributors
out there that are managing the shipping? Because obviously shipping from here would be very expensive. How do you?
I got a guy. Next question.
Got a guy. All right. Probably.
He's Italian. He's got a guy who knows a guy who knows the guy. You know, take
Next
care.
question.
Fine.
All right.
Next question. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
That guy works on the docks, right?
Shipping international is no different than shipping domestic as far as the way the system is set up. It's very automated. It's very simple. If the countries don't allow tobacco, they don't even show up in the system. If you live in, I don't know if you know this, but if people that live in
Think about it.
where country is it? It's Utah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Utah.
It's illegal to ship cigars to Utah. It's a $5,000 fine to ship cigars into Utah. Did you know that?
Wow.
So we don't ship to Utah.
Yeah.
But the system kind of automatically does that, especially international. But the U.S., if it's like that, if you live in Utah, you can't ship it to yourself. Your state doesn't show up in our system.
Wow.
So yeah,
What's
I didn't
the
know
reason?
Interesting.
You know?
It's Utah.
State law.
It's Utah.
Yeah.
It's bad politics. Is
It's a lot of again politicking in Utah with the Mormons.
The Mormon deal.
You know,
Yeah.
They're very they're religious. So it's no alcohol.
you
Six wives, but you can't get cigars.
Yeah.
6 wives are good. Cigars bad.
You can't drink, you can't smoke, but you can have 20 wives.
But to answer your question, the international is not. It's no different than shipping to Jersey.
Great.
And we do a pretty decent international business. We really do. Very
Awesome.
happy with our international
When you
business.
open up the shop, because we have one of our listeners, Rig, is on. He lives in Long
Rigged.
Island, New York. He would like to make a trip out there. What kind of announcement or press release do you think for your opening? Because obviously a couple of our listeners would like to head down there. And
if it's one thing I'm very bad at, it's kind of bragging about myself and doing press releases. Like I said, I just told you that I've been responsible for 30 different blends or brands in the last 4 years, and I don't send press releases to Half Wheel. I should. I just
you
don't.
can send us the release, and we'll definitely announce it for you.
I know. Of course, it's more my problem than anything else. But I would imagine we're going to soft open right away. We have the inventory, and I don't expect our grand opening till it might not even be till 2023. But we'll be open for business, if you will, probably within the first week. Because we have the inventory, but I've got a lot of things to buy and to fix and to do in this building. So,
what size humidor are you going with?
Say again.
What size humidor are you going with in the lounge?
It's more tall than it is spacious. I believe it's not that big. I believe it's 10 by 25, but the ceilings are.
That's a nice size.
It's nice.
But the ceilings are that'll be our retail one. We'll have a what do you want to call it? Backup or wholesale one in the downstairs, because Stogiebird stuff will be different because I don't get that shipped in boxes and stuff. So there would be nowhere to really display that in the humidor. So the humidor would really just be for for retail. And I believe we're going to be doing a lot of trays, more so than displaying the boxes, more the European style, if you will.
Oh, nice.
You can just get so many more facings that way.
Right.
Right. And if you go to Europe, you won't see a cigar box. They're all done in trays.
Right.
Bundles are cheaper.
Yeah, they are.
But you can fit so many more brands. That's really what it's about.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to hold you right there, and we're going to go to our next sponsor group. And when we come back, folks, we're going to have a little more talk, and then the segment that everybody's going to been waiting for is Smoke the Chooch. So hold on a bit. folks. You can get
Just
you,
hey, if I can just really emphasize the cha on that, okay, guys.
It's
Just
the-
really,
it's
yeah.
choo.
You really like when you just make sure it doesn't sound like a J, because because the first time I heard it, just make sure it's a cha.
Well, that came from the non-Italian.
Yeah, exactly.
Go screw yourself.
We don't want to.
Let's screw everybody with some more sponsors.
Howard G Cigars is a dynamic new cigar brand grown from a love for cigar culture and a respect for the artisanship behind the craft. We are a minority-owned family business based in Orlando, Florida. Our current collection delivers 3 exclusive lines: Black Moses, Magic Stick, All Pro Series, featuring Leon Searcy's signature cigar and Ike Taylor's one-of-a-kind.
You got the one-of-a-kind rankings. They got me at 89. I'm cool with that.
We are focused on evolving as a dynamic brand and bringing you new flavor-filled blends that you'll enjoy and want to share. Visit our website at www.howardgcigars.com. You can find a full list of our retail partners there too. Thank you for making us part of your humidor. DAV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes, we grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands. Blue Smoke Atlanta is the vision of Robin Blue, founder and CEO, and represents an award-winning luxury smoking accessory line based in Atlanta and sold worldwide. Since 2019, Blue Smoke Atlanta's goal was to redefine traditional smoking accessories into a timeless collection of exquisitely handcrafted luxury products to include cigar pokers, cannabis clips, jewelry, and other awesome things. For an elevated smoking experience, visit us at www.bluesmokeatl.com.
At Mountain Smoke Premium Tobacco, we specialize solely in the finest hand-rolled, craft, and boutique cigars on the market. Mountain Smoke Premium Tobacco is sure to have something that will excite you. Shop our online humidor at www.mountainsmokewv.com.
And we're back. All right, folks. Get ready, because we will be starting the segment shortly. But let's get back to Sam.
I'm more interested in what Sam's watching over to his left, because he's so staring up to his left. I'm like, what's going on over there? It's so interesting.
He has a mirror over there.
This way or this way?
He's looking at the gas pellet machine.
There's a TV this way.
So he's watching the
pellet stove this way. There's a huge buck up here that might somebody on this show might end up in bed with in the morning.
Oh, Joey G.
There's nothing. There's nobody here. I didn't no dogs are in here today.
Urinal, so we're not going to the urinal.
The urinal's that way.
There you go. And he probably say, "God, I gotta go. I gotta go."
I wanted to make sure that our audience knows that if they go over to the Stogiebird.com and they put in ELSF as the promo code, you will get 15% off any purchase. So, hey guys, support the guys over, support Mr. Leccia
as he likes to be called, and his awesome company there at Stogiebird, and you'll get 15% off. And you know, hey, only
say
here,
that code again because you were mumbled when I heard it.
Yeah, let's do it again, Frank.
I'll put it up again. I was mumbling again. Too much drinking, not enough.
Actually, it wasn't you. It was the connection.
It's GLSS is the promo code. So pop that in, key it in, do whatever you want, as Ronnie likes to say, type it in, and you'll get 15% off your purchase. So, hey, not a bad deal.
We're talking about Bob. He needs his typewriter. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, don't give his age away. Come on.
Well, at least I use a typewriter. Ronnie still tells people to get their pen and pencil.
This is true. So get your pen and paper handy ready, folks. It's now some important information from Sam Leccia.
Hey, and while you're at it, get your shine box.
And for those who don't know what the shine box is,
tonight's wonderful episode of Smoke the Chooch is brought to you, of course, by our friend David Blanco and Blanco Cigar Company, the Chooch 9 cigar. So it makes sense that we would actually smoke one.
But don't you have to show our
yes, of course. I show our mascot. Our mascot, obviously, Mr. Leccia knows what a chooch is. So this is for the folks out there who may not know. That is quintessential chooch. Now,
we have a better chooch than that.
We have
one with a face on it.
Well, the chooch that visits us from time to time. He's
been on all night.
There he is. He's the chooch of all chooches.
I can't see any of this, but I know what a chooch is.
We got to stick his face on his ass. Turn the chooch around.
You know what's funny? What's funny is I went to high school with a kid named Chocho, and who was the Choach, so we called him the Choach.
We got Joey G. He's the chooch.
So what's funny is we were both running for president. I don't know what grade. And Tommy was a dear friend of mine. Here's what's cool. I have 3 older sisters. There's 4 of us, and for every sister, he has a sibling that graduated with mine. So we know each other way back, you know. So we were both running for president, and to this day, our relationship hasn't been the same. I swear to God, our relationship has not been the same because of this. I certainly beat him. Come on. And
so he beat the chooch. Yeah?
So his whole campaign was "Don't be a roach, vote for the choach."
So his hands in a roach clip.
And yours was instead vote for the lush. Because he gets me drunk. All he'll do.
Mine was just be a roach.
I bet you a lot of people smoked out of roaches more.
He sent me to I had to go to the principal's office because he was upset that I had used his slogan in mine. Because this was "Don't be a roach, vote for the choach." He was obviously very proud of that. He spent some money on some signage. And I put really crappy signs underneath all of his signs that said, "Be a roach, vote for Sam." And so like I said, our relationship hasn't been the same. I'm not kidding. Tommy, if you're watching, which you would have lied, I know you're not. I love you, buddy. I love you. But we went to the principal's office, and the principal goes, "Tommy, you're only getting your first lesson in politics. There's nothing wrong with what he did."
Oh my God.
That's hysterical.
A roach smoking a cigar.
Right. Well, and he had like these roaches and the nose symbol, you know, don't be an ugly roach, you know. And I'm like, and I embraced it. I'm like, come on, roaches, vote for me.
And the winner, Bruce, is the Roach Master himself.
which brought to you by Chooch, because he was Choach.
Coach,
So in this day in history, the Roach won.
So Sam, during this segment, you know, since I love history a lot, and I try to make everybody here, you also have the opportunity to guess at any of these little trivia questions.
Wait a minute. Did anybody back up my Stiegels claim? Can we at least verify that before we go off the air?
He did.
Nobody wants to admit it.
You're good.
It's true, isn't it?
It's true.
It's true.
1943.
1943. So right during the war, he decides to start a football team. That's what I call very bad.
No, the Steelers existed in 1933. So no, it was during the war. So many players were fighting the war. They didn't have enough players to field the team. So the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles became the Pittsburgh Steagles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For how long?
It was just so they'd have enough players to field the team.
How long did that last?
3 years? How long did that last?
Come on, I wasn't born. Can I just give me credit for knowing more than you right now? How long? What do you mean, how long?
It was one season.
Who gives a shit? You didn't know.
One season, Sam.
There you go. One season, Sam. We got the answer for you.
The end of the point of the story is Pittsburgh owns the Eagles.
Ooh.
Does anybody want to know what their record was for that one season?
I'm curious. What was it?
They went 5-4-1.
There you go. A winning season.
That's a Tomlin record for you.
They placed third in their division that year.
Like I said, a Tomlin record for you.
Third out of 3 teams. Yeah, not bad.
He didn't have a losing season, though.
No. PA struck it out big. All right, Frank.
All right.
Clean like a bunch of chooches.
All right, guys. Okay, on this date in history in 1963, in a U.S.-wide crackdown in 43 major cities, IRS officials working together with this organization arrested thousands who are being charged with tax evasion. What was the organization that charged these individuals?
FBI.
The FBI, Kyle. Very well done.
Wow.
And, you know, hey, that was like the first major crackdown on racketeering. So it was racketeers that they were after. So speaking of football, the numbers, I just thought I'd,
Meanwhile, the government is the biggest
racketeer.
The racketeers.
Going political now. Let's have a drink. We're going political.
Nothing like
Racketeering is just giving it back.
They had
Just taking what the government's trying to take from you.
So listen, on this date in history, there was a lot of interesting things happened that were devastating. A lot of devastating.
Too much whiskey, boys.
That was outlawed back in the 20s. Oh, look what he's drinking.
Hey, so I got to pay a little love to my family here. First off, my old man is in the hospital right now. He was God love him, man. He's as strong as they come. Retired Boilermaker. You were asking if I can do shit. I can do my own shit. And I can do my own shit.
I do my own shit too, 3-4 times a day. But
hey, I'm not saying I do it right, and I'm not saying it's done right the first time, but I do my own shit.
Only Ronnie can clear a hotel room.
I like the swivel look.
My family are all Boilermakers. My dad, my uncles, my grandfather. It's like coal miners in West Virginia are to that as to what Boilermakers are to my family. Boilermakers, if you don't know, are welders, and they basically do build power plants. My dad worked almost exclusively in power plants.
Aren't they like pipe fitters as well, Boilermakers? They
no. I mean that the pipe fitters is a different union. There's a pipe fitters union and there's a Boilermakers union.
Gotcha.
So they work hand in hand, but they're very different.
Gotcha.
The only Boilermakers I know is the ones at the bar.
Right. Well, I just wanted to get my Italian cred out of the way. All right. Because I've earned that.
You did. No, you did.
Hey, here's a good story for you. Here's actually a great story for you. All right. This was, I was not born yet, so this would have been 1974. Okay.
Okay.
My dad, Boilermaker, okay, Union, Local 154, has a 1973 Fleetwood Brougham.
Nice. Big boy.
Which the nickname Broham came from. Whole other story, but very factual. If you've ever called somebody a Broham, it's from the Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. Anyway, the Fleetwood Brougham had everything plus everything else.
Yep.
And my dad was a welder, and this was our car. So 1974 Christmas, I believe it was Christmas Eve, police came, and my parents would always, pretty much till I was in high school, would hide all of our presents in the trunk of whatever car was in the car. My dad's been a Cadillac guy. I drove a 59 Cadillac to the prom.
Nice.
Yeah. So my dad, family of Cadillac guys. So the police come, and my parents have all the presents. They're wrapped in the trunk of a 73 Fleetwood Brougham, which could fit about 15 dead bodies. Just to give you the idea of the space.
That's why they came.
Right. They destroy all of the presents, and my dad spends a night in jail.
Oh. What? Oh. He didn't have receipts
for nothing.
He didn't have receipts.
No receipts.
He didn't give the white envelope to the cops. That's the problem. He didn't give the envelope to the cops.
Moral of the story is I do my own shit.
So we have a question by Rig. He wants to know, well, what happened to you, Sam? How come you weren't a Boilermaker?
Oh, my dad still wants me to be a Boilermaker.
Oh boy, you got to keep it in the family.
So listen, I've been fortunate to have some very, very high highs in my life, and been unfortunate to have some very low lows. And during some of those lows, my dad, I'm 47 today. Well, no, I'm actually 46. I'll be 47 this month, but so let's just call me 47.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. So, like, all this shit goes down with Olivan and all this, and I'm in these legal battles and bullshit and not able to provide. And my dad's like, I can get you down to The Apprentice. I can get you down there. I can get you down there tomorrow. I can get you down there. He's like, you don't understand. He's like, look, you can start as an apprentice. He's like, you're going to understand what to do, but you got my name. He's like, you got my name.
And you'll be a union officer real quick.
He's like, I can get you down there tomorrow. I'm like, Dad, I love you, man. I love you, Dad. I love you.
That's a father and son union, right?
So I want you to know something. Since you brought this up, I'm going to say something very special. It's very private and special.
Exclusive. Hold on, play the sound. Hold on, it's exclusive. Hold on. Bada bing.
I could become president of the United States. And to my dad, I still ain't worth a shit because I've never been a Boilermaker. That's a fact. That's a fact.
God bless your dad. I hope he's all right and he'll be okay.
Yes.
That's great. That's great.
He's a strong son of a bitch. They don't make him like that anymore.
No, old school. All right, Frank. Let's try another one.
Here's another one. We're going to go back to, let's see, we're close. September 27th, 1977, Sam. So you must have been just about born.
3 years old.
Two.
Oh, 2 years
two.
old. Okay, all right.
I had just changed my name from Leccia to Leccia.
You decided that you were going to disown your Italian side and just.
That's what Bruce said. It's all because of Bruce Stark. Let's see ya.
So, in a new study just published, it showed
the change at your local gas station since the gas crisis in 1973 to 74.
Yep.
Gone are the days when your windscreen was washed and oil checked while the attendant filled your gas. What happened during this time in history? What changed? There you go, Kyle. Kyle is on it tonight, folks.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
Self-service.
Self-service.
Self-service gas became the thing in 1977.
Unless you live in New Jersey.
Unless you live in New Jersey. You know what? People in New Jersey, they don't know how to grab a handle.
And if you don't live in New Jersey and you don't know this, it's illegal to pump your own gas in New Jersey.
That's right.
But they're actually trying to change it now. They are going to change it, they said.
Really?
But you didn't believe the Stiegels, so you don't believe anything.
No, believe it or not, when I was younger, one of my first jobs was still at a gas station that still had a full service pump. And when I was working, I would still have at least 4 to 5 old timers that would come up, and they would, ding ding, and I'd have to run out there and what do you want? What do you like? And I have to do the whole kit and caboodle. But I tell you what,
what years were this? What years were this?
So this would have been back in
the 90s.
97, 98, 99, somewhere around there.
He's a young one.
Do you realize how hard that job was in the 50s and 60s? Because they hid the gas cap.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was a lot of for many years. It was and especially GM like to put it behind the
license plate.
Yeah. However, a 1959 Cadillac, which none of you fuckers owned, but I drove to the prom.
Hey, I owned a 1939 Cadillac LaSalle, back, by the way.
So anyway, it has a bullet grill. There's a bullet grill. It's a bullet grill in the rear.
Yep.
You have to know where it is, and one of those bullets you turn sideways, and that's where the gas cap is. Not unlike it's one of the harder places to find, just like a 55 Chevy. It's in the tail light.
Yep.
That's right. There you go.
Yep.
Some women.
But I don't do my own shit. So what do I?
Hey, one of my favorite scenes from the movie was National Lampoon's Vacation, where he's trying to figure out how to fill up the family cruiser, and he sees the lady pull the license plate down, and he rips his license plate off to try and fill up the car.
Oh, the good old days. Absolutely. Go ahead, Frank.
All right, here you go. On this date in history, very important, this major league ball player breaks the 1998. 1998. This major league ball player breaks the single season home run record held by Roger Maris, hitting his record-setting 69th and
Mark McGuire.
There we go. Look at Mr. Leccia. He was all over that.
I was in the Navy. I was in San Diego, and I watched that on my TV.
And
then Sammy Sosa beat it, and then Mark McGuire beat it, and then Sammy Sosa beat it, and then Barry Bonds said, "Fuck you! I can take twice as many steroids and beat both of your ass." And he did.
Twice the size of yours.
The days of steroids.
Yes.
And Barry Bonds is a Pittsburgh dude, man. I love Bill. I love Bonds. Come on, man. 84.
And Joey G gives another ridiculous answer because he's a Chicago guy, Frank Thomas.
Come on.
It's 74. It's 74, right?
Close.
What is the record? What is the record? Like 74? Is that the number?
74. Yeah, 74. By your man Barry Bonds, who had twice the head.
With an asterisk.
And twice the
steroid. Come on.
You still have to hit the ball.
I tell you what, all of us could take all the steroids he took, and we still wouldn't come close to that combined.
No.
Bob would.
74 of those balls went over the fence.
A lot of his balls went over the fence.
Which fence? You don't know. Which ball?
Hey,
Bob's balls are just dragging on the ground.
Remind me to tell you about one ball Marty. But that's another story.
Did he teabag when he sat
That's
down?
another story for another day.
We'll save that one for next time.
You gotta keep your listeners just baiting for more. You know what I mean?
Oh, they are. You can see the answers. If you only looked at the answers, we got some crazy shit being written down there.
The call lines are filled up. They're all red. If you still have that kind of system.
Stogiebird right now for 15% off on your discount, folks. Call it down. You get a Barry Bond balls with it.
You get Marty's single ball.
Yeah, we could get the single ball guy. Yeah, why not?
One ball.
All right.
That's
One
Carlton.
more for you, chooches. One more. Okay. On this date in history in 1985, this hurricane forces the New York Stock Exchange to close its doors for the day. What hurricane?
Starts with an I.
Correct
me if I'm wrong.
It could be an Italian hurricane.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's a female. How's that?
Correct me if I'm wrong. It starts with an I.
No, you're wrong. You're a Jew. Do you understand?
Gloria.
I asked you to correct me if I was wrong, and you did.
Gloria.
Gloria. It has
Gloria.
I like Riggs' answer, Glora.
Yeah, with an Y instead of the I. Yes.
And there's the Chooch Master himself, Nora. Not even close.
Nora's a new one.
With Nora. Oh God, help that.
Oh, I have a very special stump the chooch, smoke the chooch question for everybody today. I will not be narrating this. I will not be doing any of the reading along.
This is great news.
Yeah. Thank you very much for helping me here. Sam.
Where's that artificial applause whenever you announce my name for that shit?
When you want it, here it is.
That's for one ball, Marty. That's
We're gonna make Marty famous. Can we get Marty on?
You know what? You don't even. I can get Marty on. Here's what's funny. So let me just tell you. His name's Marty Fike. But what's funnier than
Marty
that is
Fike.
Oh.
No, he's not a sheriff either. No.
What's real funny is a close friend of mine always takes your first initial of your first name and mixes it with your first initial of your first letter of your last name.
Right.
So it's one of his favorite things to do. So Marty Fike is Farty Mike.
I like that. I can relate.
Farty Mike. So anyway, which is a great exercise to do that. It's super fun to switch those two letters. You get some good names like Farty Mike.
Farty Mike.
I like that.
And for what it's worth, if you do a lot of road trips, a great game is to put the word anal in front of any car you see. So like if you see a Ford Probe, it's an anal probe. Ford has a lot of good ones. Anal Expedition, Anal Explorer. You get the idea.
Or it could be a Honda. It could be an anal Accord.
Right. You could be an anal prowler. I mean, you get what I'm saying. I don't want to give all the good ones. There's plenty more out.
We'll bring you back in 2023 to discuss some more.
If you get a lot of windshield time, that's a great game. That's a great game to play. It's a great game. It'll change. Somebody that watches this will change their life forever. You're welcome.
Joey G, can we change Joey G's life? We need to.
He's already the anal spark.
Oh Jesus! All right.
Right, give it away.
Joey G. Since Sam doesn't know, Joey G. happens to be one of Chicago's finest. That means police officers.
Of course.
So his would be the cruiser because he drives an
anal cruiser. Now that I believe.
I mean, even if it's an anal Crown Vic, it's okay.
Oh my God! All right. Hey, Kyle says he's going to do that. Very good. On his way down to help the birds. All right.
Chicago's fine. Is he listening? Can he talk?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He's a mall cop as far as Jay Reed.
So you're like 21, 22 years old, right?
Who, Joey G?
No,
Yeah,
he's a little.
gotta be, 'cause,
Oh, Joey G's he's an old fart.
He's in his 30s.
He's in his late
man,
30s.
congrats to survive all those bullets flying in Chicago. I thought for sure you'd be a rookie.
Well, at the mall,
he acts like a rookie.
Mall, he doesn't see too many bullets.
Believe it or not, he's an FTO.
That's because nobody else wants the job.
I can't believe that what goes on there doesn't get the news that it should. I mean, it's astonishing the amount of deaths in Chicago.
Don't worry, there's another 10 murders overnight. Don't worry about it.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I love Chicago. I love Chicago.
Joe Blart.
Next time you come up, let us know. Kyle and I will meet you.
In fact, there's a cigar shop in Chicago.
There's a lot.
Which one?
Right. But this guy ran for office too. Oh, what the hell is it? This guy ran for election for something. You know what? If this helps, who's from Chicago? You guys? A couple of you guys?
Yeah.
So this shop, I believe it might be. It's close. If this helps, and I'm not trying to say this to be funny. But I do believe it's close to the gay part of town.
Kyle, do you know that?
I didn't say that. But to elicit that kind of reaction.
Joey G knows it.
That's part of Joey's beat, so to speak.
I love this. Listen, this shop is so cool, though. I'm not saying this shop is gay because it's not. But it's right. It's in the heart. It's in downtown, man. It's
There's the Clayton. There's Biggs. There's Iron Reese. There's Norwood Royal Cigars. That's not
that's not in Chicago though.
I'm trying to think. In fact, there's a sign. There's a
over the urinal, right?
No, it's close to the urinal. I'm glad you know that's where the urinal is. That's where it is. But there's like a wall before the urinal, and that's so it's not like quite urinal.
Sally says uptown.
Uptown. Sally says uptown.
Uptown. It is uptown. It is
uptown. In the back room.
It is uptown. In fact, I rolled cigars I rolled cigars in there. There's like a window to the street from there. That's a great shop. That's a great shop. Right. Anyway, there's like an artist had made. Fuck it, I'll just show you.
That's it.
So Larry Frank says he smoked a lot of nubs there.
Larry smoking nubs uptown.
I mean,
nubs there. Okay,
you had me at Larry. This was from there.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Oh, I love that.
Beautiful.
Nice.
So this is John Galt Gallery, 3222 North Clark, Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, yeah. It's actually called Up Down Tobacco.
But anyway, if you didn't figure this out, this is the Beatles.
Yes.
And I have a black light that makes this look it makes this look
cool.
Oh,
anyway.
Down, not uptown. It's up down.
It was a great event. It was a great event. I love Chicago.
That was the question. It was
a lot of nubs out of that cigar.
If you say so. It's about the size of some of them too.
Oh God!
All right, I gotta show one more piece of my.
Boy, this is show and tell tonight.
Yeah. Sam, just take the camera with you. We'll just do show and tell the whole room.
Now I gotta tell you, of all the things I've shared, this is the most dear to my heart of anything I've mentioned tonight.
Okay.
And I mean it. So my grandfather was a Boilermaker, like I said.
Yep.
And you guys are Italian. So my pap was on the Irish side, but anybody in this town had a bar in their basement.
Yeah.
We on the same page?
Yeah.
Okay. So my pap, everybody loved my grandpap. Pap is what I call him. He passed when I was in the Navy. So he passed in 1995. And that's how much I still think about this guy.
Wow.
Right. So it's not like it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I mean, this was a long time ago. 1995, this guy passed. That's how dear he is to me, and how dear he was to everybody. Right. My dad became a welder because of him. This was his father-in-law. This isn't his dad. This was his dad died. His dad died when he was young. Anyway, so my pap, everybody would come hang out with him. Everybody would have a beer. It was the bar. It was the neighborhood bar. Okay. Yeah. So this what I'm about to show you that's on my lap was behind him in his bar at all times. And what's funny is it's a Schlitz advertisement. So nice. I mean, and full disclosure. However, there couldn't be more truth to this sign. And this sign that hung in my pap's bar since the day I was born, I have in my bar.
That's cool.
And it's this right here.
A stranger here, but
once. Nice.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
That is,
and I share that because that's how I feel about you guys.
Oh, so
thank you. It's been a very, very fun night.
Oh, man.
That's why I shared that. That's why I shared that.
This is our sign of our girl who's hanging out the scorpions right now.
Which we did a Stogiebird sticker of scorpions. It's called but it's scorpions. Font in Stogiebird and the Stogiebird.
That's cool.
Oh, nice.
That'll be in October's Stogie. I mean, I just saw it on Nathan's screen today.
That's very
awesome. my awesome art guy, who's probably watching this. So love you, Nate.
Cheers.
All right, this is for the audience.
All right.
That's what they waited for, folks.
Didn't I tell you that I don't drink and I've been drinking all the
No, that's not. When you hang out with us, you wind up drinking, even if you.
How much is that Blanton's left from tonight? Oh my God!
Drink left.
Well, we might as well pour the rest because we got another hour to go.
For real, we got another hour. It's like WWE Monday night. You think you're done at 10? There's another hour.
Poor Sam. He doesn't drink anymore, but he ain't drinking any less. So let's go.
I used to drink. I still drink,
folks.
But I used to.
That's it for the Stogiebird special. Whatever Sam says is coming to you. No, don't ask me how. By magic, it'll appear at your doorstep.
Via Pittsburgh.
Hey, you know what's real important, man? Support like a real dude with a real family, with a real kid in college.
Exactly.
They're like a company that's sending their money to another country. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm
right here, man. I'm right here. But hey, with all due respect, I mean, who's with Corona? Are you guys part of Corona, or does Corona sponsor this?
Yeah, they're our studio sponsor.
Because like, I love Jeff. I've done like awesome events with Jeff. Jeff and I have a great relationship. So awesome. I was curious. Some of my better events were at a Corona cigar.
Yeah.
Well, Frank's birthday, and happy birthday, Frank, to everybody. It's birthday, Frank, over here. He was just hanging out with Jeff Saturday at one of Jeff's Sand Lake lounges. And
same with Abe at Smoke Inn, man. Like he does his own.
Honest Abe.
He does his own. You know, he's my competition, but like I fucking love Abe. Abe and I get along great. One of my best events was at his shop. We did like 75 boxes of nubs. Wow. And it was one of my last events because I drove from his shop. It's funny, the things you never forget. You know, I can't tell you how many cigar events I've done. I can't. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember my last nub event for the year, and it was at Abe's shop, and I remember driving home from Abe's shop. Which can I? Let me explain it. Let me tell you something weird about that drive, just because we're here.
Yeah, you can go for it. We got another hour.
So it was in Georgia.
Bob's
it was in Georgia, and I was off the main highway for some reason.
95.
I was off the main highway, and I was in kind of like more of a rural highway, if you will, and it was raining, real bad. And I thought what I was seeing in front of me was like really big raindrops. No, it was frogs. And
we got back
thousands, like thousands of frogs. Like I probably in that span of driving a Mini Cooper with a trailer, by the way.
Oh,
Convertible. So I'm feeling all the rain. I just want you to know, I mean, be me for a minute here. I don't want to kill frogs. I mean, do you really want to kill frogs? No. Nobody really wants to go out and kill frogs. I mean, like, it's just not a thing. But once I'm realizing, I'm like, holy shit, like, these are frogs. And like, I probably ran over 4,000 frogs. It was like, you know, you read the biblical stories about like the plagues.
Yes.
This was like frog plague. I'm driving and frogs are everywhere I could see. I would love to know if anyone possibly experienced that, because like I've never experienced that since. There are two things from my journeys on the road that I'll never forget. One are the frogs in Georgia from my last trip of the Nub events. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it, because nobody would believe it. If you wouldn't believe that if you saw that. I know you can tell by my animation and my eyes that I'm fucking serious. That was a crazy fucking ride.
You're talking with your hands. We believe you.
The other one, and look this up, guys. You didn't believe the Stiga.
Kyle, go get ready.
I'm driving. I'm in Texas, and if you live in Texas, if you've been to Texas, you know it's pretty flat, and you can see for very, very, very far. In fact, there's a joke in Lubbock, Texas, that in Lubbock, Texas, you can see 5 miles in any direction. If you stand on a tuna can, you can see in 50 miles in any direction. You either get it or you don't. But anyway, so it's flat. So in the distance, and I'm driving, I'm solo, man. You know, I don't have a wingman. I'm by myself. I'm launching Nub Cigar, and I'm king of the world. And I see this huge head. Like
Bob was not there, trust me.
Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm talking maybe 2 miles down the road from me, because it's so flat. I see it. It's this huge head looking at me. It's a face. I see the eyes. I see the hair. I see ears. It's a head
of a boar
looking at me. Okay. Now look, I've got a lot of hours and a lot of miles, so I don't know what's going on, but that's a head looking at me. I get closer and closer and closer, and it's Eddie Murphy. It's Eddie Murphy's head.
What is it, on a billboard?
Okay. I get closer and closer and closer. Now I'm in the position where I can pass him in picture. Keep in mind, I have video and pictures of all this, and you can Google this. When I'm done, I'll tell you what it is, and you can Google it, and you'll be like, holy shit, yeah, I saw this on the road. I'll never forget it.
It's Gumby, damn it.
So I'm driving, and it is a 3-dimensional head of Eddie Murphy, probably 10 feet, 12 feet tall by 12 feet, 15 feet wide. It's just his head on a trailer driven by a truck to promote a movie called Dave. Google Eddie Murphy head Dave. You will see what I saw on the highway from 3 miles away going.
Were you smoking a nub, or were you smoking something else?
I smoke a lot more weed today than I smoked. And I can't believe what I was seeing.
Wow.
Google that. Eddie Murphy.
Dave.
I don't know whatever the hell, but it exists. I mean, it's huge. It's huge.
Wow.
Great question for the future, Frank.
Yes.
Head is Dave.
Like Tank. Who watched that movie? I don't even think I saw that movie.
I don't know either. I never heard of it.
No.
All that, and I never even saw the movie.
I
love Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's fantastic.
I know.
It's not here, man.
Man, please Google that. You're gonna shit your pants. Like, I saw that for the first time with my eyes, not on Google, but like 2.5 miles away in the distance.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is looking at me?
Just to let you know, Bruce Stark did Google it, and it's pretty scary, he said.
Yeah, it's fucking scary, man.
Well, Bruce gets scared with everything. So
Look, I can bullshit with the best of them, but my stories are legit.
That's not fiction. It's not.
No. I just want to know how many dead frogs are looking at him these days.
And please, somebody from Georgia chime in on that, because that really happened. I felt like it was the frog plague. Like, I'm like, holy shit, man. Again, we're talking about a 2008 Mini Cooper S convertible with a trailer, with a Jordan teardrop trailer, crushing thousands of frogs in the rain in Georgia.
And you got into it then after a while, right?
That shit happened, man. That shit happened.
Well, that's the first on this show. That's certainly exclusive.
Yes. Another biblical moment on the
Absolutely.
show.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Let's
well,
see if we could try to get these guys to win a 5-pack. Folks, don't forget, right now, put on go on. It's GLSS. It's a coupon for 15% promo code for a 5-pack.
Which stands for Great Lakes Stogie Show. Did you even know you used that in your name? Did you know where Stogie came from?
Stogie Show, yeah, from Pennsylvania.
Oh, it's Smoke Show. It's Smoke Show.
It's Smoke Show. But the Stogie was from Pennsylvania. Told us that 2 hours ago.
Did you guys know that? Did you know that Stogie story?
No,
we do now.
Now we know.
Yeah.
2 hours ago.
None of you knew where Stogie originated?
No.
Not until you told us.
No.
That's cool. That's cool. True story. I go. There's a lake about an hour away from us called Yacht Lake, and it actually gets drained. Not completely, but most part of it gets drained in the wintertime, and it gets refilled with fresh water. It's one of the cleanest lakes in the country. Anyway, I have an 85. What the hell's the name of it? I have a boat there. I'm not trying to sound pretentious because it's an 85 boat. But it's a beautiful lake, is the point. And on the way to the lake is where Braddock, General Braddock, familiar with him?
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was killed on the highway up to up to the lake that I go to every summer. And in fact, he was buried under the highway, and they buried him purposely hidden so that the Indians wouldn't desecrate his grave back in that day. True story.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
Crazy indeed.
It probably was an Italian who buried him too, by the way.
But wait, there was a point I was trying to make, and I lost that. Where did I start? What did I start with? Help me get on track.
Put him down.
What was the first thing I said to start that conversation?
About the lake.
Lake Yak.
General Patton was buried underneath.
Why did I tell you that?
I don't know.
Oh, Stogie. We're talking about Stogie.
Oh, thank you. Whoever was in the background yelled Stogie.
That's my wife yelling and screaming.
Thank you, my wife. Thank you. So on the way up the mountain, because you got to go up the mountain, then you actually go back down the mountain. But anyway, on the way up the mountain is General Braddock's resting spot, because they buried him underneath the highway so that the Indians wouldn't desecrate his grave. But when they redid the highway, this was actually in the 40s, they found his bones, and they made a memorial to him. So part of this memorial has Stogie wagons. So I actually see a whole story about Stogie wagons and Conestoga when I go take my boat out on the water, which is like an 85 cobia, which is no big deal.
Nice.
But it's it just gets me on the water. It's I pass these Stogie wagons every day. So these are a very big part of my life. Stogies. Go on.
Go.
And that is the story.
And
all right, folks, get ready.
In tribute to Stogiebird, today's Chooch question is a visual with audio. So, and the Blanton is
killed.
He killed the bottle.
He killed it.
He killed Blanton. And where will you bury that bottle? Is my question.
with General Braddock.
There we go.
Can I have the horse?
This guy and animals. I'm
No, you can give him the horse's head.
Give him the horse's head.
There we go.
There it is. I'll be over tomorrow.
All right, folks. This is for the Stogiebird special.
And just know that I crushed my last of blends for this show.
You did.
Salute. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it.
Worth every drop. Worth every drop, fellas.
Check that. All right, this is for the audience, folks. Get ready, because
I
this
got one more story. No, I'm just
Frank, you're not going to get to it. You're holding the crew on.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
All right,
Go on. Go
Here
on.
we go. Here we go, folks. I am a songbird. Name me, folks. I need to know the name of the bird that sings so beautifully. Joe Galino, you're wrong. It's not the hummingbird. Come on. What are you, guys, what are you having trouble with this? Bruce Stark says the Oseen bird? No. The woodpecker? No. He's not back in the finch? No. The sparrow? No. The Passieri? No. I like it. It could be an Italian bird. The starling sounds interesting, but not the right bird. Folks, it's the common nightingale, folks.
That's it.
Nobody gets it. Nobody gets it.
I mean, that was kind of disappointing. You could,
right?
you could have done a ruffed grouse, which is the state bird of Pennsylvania, which is also a Stogiebird exclusive cigar made by Blackbird Cigar Company out of the Dominican Republic.
Wow.
Oh.
You could have.
No plug intended.
I'm going to give it to this man right here, Dan Stormhawk, because his name has a bird in it, and he got the correct bird. So, Dan,
it's
you
David.
win.
Yep, David.
He said nightingale?
He did say nightingale.
David from the Pipe Club.
Yep. No.
Well, he gets a Stogiebird
David from the Pipe Club.
pack. We're going to send him some cool shit.
So PM us, and then we will send over the information to Sam so he can get a little 5-pack and some amazing shit to you.
Cool shit.
Hey, Sam, I have a question for you before we leave. Have you ever thought about adding accessories, possible accessories, into your little Stogiebird packaging?
Wow.
Just
wow.
We do have
Wow.
Wow.
I'll quote Owen Wilson. Wow.
Accessories. I mean, we do have sponsors who have some.
So let me tell you a little bit about accessories.
Oh wait a minute. I think these died. Can you? I think these.
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
My earpods died. Can you hear me the same?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, I actually just entered an agreement with Hutch. Are you familiar with Hutch?
No.
Okay. So what Hutch does is he takes Zycar cutters and he puts exotic what's the best word to describe?
Is he the one that does the artwork on the cutters?
Well, he does some scrimshaw work. if that's your answer, because I saw your ad for the corncob guy who's scrimshaw. So he is a scrimshaw, but he does with exotic animals. So, for example, he'll make cutters out of pre-embargo ivory.
Oh, cool.
Buffalo horn or buffalo rhino horn, things like that. In any case, I just partnered with Hutch, who I've known for many years. And that will all be on the site this month, probably by the end of sometime in October.
There it is.
Telepathic. I think you're sending me telepathic energy. See,
right. But here's the thing: none of these are even close to inexpensive. All of these are amazing, like one of a kind pieces of art, jewelry, if you will. Cigar accessories.
Right.
But none of these are inexpensive at all. But we're talking about the best of the best. And if you really, look, if cigars are your hobby, you want this. Like, this is what you want. You want this in your pocket. Are you kidding me? And for what it's worth, if we're talking about Zycar, this is a polished. This doesn't even exist. This was before they sold to who they imports. What do you call it? Anyway,
it's the import, the big importing company.
Yeah. In any case, this is German made, and this is polished. This is all polished aluminum, where it looks like chrome.
Yeah, it looks like chrome. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Nice. Very nice.
Very beautiful.
All right.
So this is one of my favorite pieces.
Awesome.
Which again is like this was never for sale.
We like.
We do have the special promo code, folks. 15% off. So get your Stogiebird package. 15% promo code GLSS, and get yourself an amazing packet. And keep supporting Sam because he needs a new bottle of Blanton's. And he just killed that bottle. So put your order in. Bruce, please support him. You Leccia is who you want to promote.
Not to be confused with those other L names.
That Leccia guy, you know.
Leccia guy.
He looks just like me.
A cheap impersonator.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Sam, we want to thank you so much, really, for coming on. We had a blast. Your stories were great.
Yes.
And thank you. Thank you for taking the time to come on board. We look forward to hearing all the new stuff in 2023. We wish you the best with the new retail shop. I know Rig definitely wants to take a trip out there. And
by the way, one of my closer friends, his name's Riggs. His name's Sean Rigger, and we call him Riggs.
Okay. Well, I can't tell you Riggs'
and by the way,
name because he's protected.
Check out the Boogie Hustlers.
The Boogie Hustlers. Well, that's another story. Can you tell
Riggs' band.
in an hour?
That's Riggs' band. It's Riggs' band.
It's Rick's band, the Boogie Hustlers.
Oh, okay. There you go.
You got to be careful when you Google something like that.
Come on, I did nothing but truthful.
Well, I think that's a great way to get to Pornhub.
Have I told you a lie once today?
No, you have not told us a lie.
I mean, come on.
But I need the proof of the
You're giving me
frog.
shit. I bullshitted you once.
I want to see the dead frogs to believe that story.
You have fact checked me to death. And everything has come true.
Nobody else has done what we done.
Right? You guys are working overtime.
We're worse
than my bullshit to be true.
Listen, we're worse than Facebook when it comes to fact checking.
My bullshit is true.
So it is true human shit is what you're giving us. That's
I'm just saying, my bullshit is fact.
You want to tell us about the 8-pack, 5-pack, or the prices or anything like that? So this way our listeners know what they can expect.
Stogiebird. You want me to get Stogiebird. This is one of our. This is a great month to jump on board, okay? Yep. But for $20 a month, for what it's worth,
wow,
our shipping domestically is free. So when I say it's $20 a month, it's $20 a month.
Oh, I'll be joining. I'll be joining
5-pack
tomorrow.
or the 8-pack?
What's that?
Is that with the 5-pack or the 8-pack?
Well, $20 a month is a 2 cigar pack.
2 cigars.
Oh, okay. All right.
$40 a month is a 5 cigar pack.
Ooh, that's still cheap.
$60 is our 8 cigar pack.
Wow.
That's still a great deal.
Yeah, that's a good
So
deal.
when
deal.
you, I don't know if you can you see the whole sheet.
Yeah,
I can see the whole sheet. Don't ask me to read it.
You don't have to, but when everybody gets the same sheet, so when you get a 2-pack, these are your cigars.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a 5-pack, these are your cigars.
Gotcha.
When you get an 8-pack, you get all of the cigars.
Oh, wow.
So you always know what you got or didn't get every month. Every month.
That's awesome.
FOMO.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
That's awesome.
FOMO.
That's great news, Sam. Wow. God bless. Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic.
I've had so much fun tonight. I mean, I think you've gathered that.
We think we never agree with you.
that.
Listen, you set the bar high when you said this is going to be a great show because, like, I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it.
Well, we are the great smoke show in the world.
There's a difference between being great and being the greatest.
Yes, true.
There
it is.
There you go.
I am the greatest cigar show.
That's right.
Smoke show.
And you were on the Great Lakes Smoke Show. So, you know.
So wait a minute. None of you guys are even on the Great Lakes. That's what blows my mind.
Oh, we are. We are.
What are you talking about?
We started in the Great Lakes.
Hey,
Great Michigan.
Who's on Erie? Who's on Lake Michigan? Who's Lake Superior? Who are these guys? We got 2 guys in Orlando and 2 guys in Jersey. What the hell?
Forget about the guys in Florida. There's no Lake Ocala down there.
We're the Great Lake Okeechobee.
Okeechobee. There you go. We'll change it just for you. Okay? How does that sound?
Something tells me I'm going to be on your show again real soon.
Well, I know you're going to be. Hey, listen, thank you so very much, Sam, for everything, for your generosity, your great storytelling, and
it's almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah, what are you keeping us up late? My wife is
time.
When does this show over, man? I got a family.
We could be over now if you want, or if you want to keep right now. Stay on at the after show.
I got a kid in college and 2 more that would like to be there. You gotta buy some cigars.
Everybody, buy cigars because he needs more blends. Come on now. Hey, again, Sam, thank you. Thank you so much. It has been a blast. We all wish you, your dad, the best. We hope everything works out for him. Thanks for the wonderful stories. And we are definitely looking for Stogiebird in the future in the retail shop. We'll definitely promote and help you in any way we can, man.
But
Thank
before
you so
that,
much.
he's got one more story. He's got no.
It's called This Is
My
the
love
End.
to your best sponsors too, man. They're good people too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
You
Well,
are fortunate to have some amazing sponsors.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you could be one too.
I can't afford Jeff money, man.
We'll make it a little bit cheaper.
But you're Italian. We could work
Hey,
out a deal.
I'll give you my cousin Leo's number. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can work something out.
Does he have a white envelope for us? That's all we
Maybe he
want.
does. It might be Manila, but
As long as it falls off the truck, we're okay.
everything falls off the truck.
There you go. That's where he got all those labels from. Anyway, folks, hey, stay tuned.
I do my own shit, by the way.
Yeah. And he's a boiler maker too.
No, he's a wannabe boiler maker.
My dad.
Mio, papa. Hey, folks, before we do get off, hey, tomorrow night, a special podcast show with Luciano, with the Luciano Cigar Line. So
hey, and don't forget about the 12-hour Gabby Caffey special.
That's right.
And you gave
12
away
hours of Gabby just doing what Gabby does. Gabbing.
the Boutique Cigar Association and Gabby. And that's coming up for you in 2023. And 24, the way Gabby talks. Anyway, buddy, thank you.
You guys
so
love
much.
me. You're my new best friends.
Oh, good. Well, we're glad. We hope that happen.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. For all of us, to all of you, and the Stogie Bird, and we give you the bird. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night special. Salud.
Salud.
And vitamin.
Many of the cigar brands that we make, they're antique, historic cigar brands. They've been made on and off for about 100 years.
When you're smoking Toscano, you're smoking 206 years of history.
The Italians are here.
We're here. We're in the house. For some reason, we find a lot of Italians on this show.
Listen, I'm a Jersey guy.
Hey,
so,
we won't hold that against you.
We invented this to we want to give people the opportunity to smoke the cigar at the optimal level.
The Chooch cigar.
Can you believe it? The Blanco 9 Chooch.
¿Cómo va? ¿Está bien, oye?
¿Qué dice? ¿Cómo está?
Finally, I can answer the question. Anything new?
Yeah.
And we have some cool new stuff from Olivan.
This is a passion for me. It's not a job.
Your love and passion for this is,
I love it.
unbelievable.
That's why we can make pipes out of this variety of corn.
11 years ago, I went back. I bought the rights to everything La Polina.
Sure, it's family.
And restarted the brand again as a tribute to my grandfather.
It's nice because you get to see a lot of your friends. You got to remember, I've been doing this for 30 years, so a lot of these people are like family.
Build a platform where we could celebrate boutique cigars.
Leave Starlight House blend for one store in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Join forces of pipe tobacco and
superheroes.
I always look forward to the Super Bowl events, and I always looked at the trade show as just one of those things.
We're not just selling cigars. We try to live our lives, and we use this as a means to share our stories and to really create community.
Hold on, man. Wow. Now you got me.
Tell my brothers to line them up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining.